Hey, it's Ramit Sethi from GrowthLab, and I have a question here from one of our friends, Naveed. Naveed asks, what are your top 3 list building strategies that are generating subscribers for you today? All right, I love this question, and I'm gonna answer it in a couple different ways. I'm gonna tell you what worked for us in the past when we were more beginner level. I'll also tell you what's working for us now, and then I'll make a couple of recommendations on which strategies you should employ. List building, as you know, is the process of building subscribers on your email list. And for many online businesses, email subscribers are the lifeblood of your business. If you have 1,000, 2,000, 5,000, 500,000, that can be a really healthy business because they want to hear from you. It's almost like walking into an auditorium where there's 5,000 people raising their hands saying, I want to hear from you. That's pretty exciting. So we think about building subscribers as a core part of our business. It's really important to us to get new people into our business because then we can share some of the things we've learned. And if they're interested, they can buy our courses, they can read our stuff for free, they can share it. There's a million things, but it's a lifeblood of the business. So the first strategy that we used early on was guest posting. And guest posting is basically going to a blog or a site that has more traffic than you do in your relevant niche and saying, hey, I really love what you're doing. I'd love to contribute a post, and you write this amazing post, and at the bottom you link and say, hey, if you'd like to learn more, you can come to growthlab.com where I teach people how to start and grow their online business. And guess what? You've done some amazing things just with that simple strategy. 1, you've put your material in front of other people who don't know about you. 2, you've gone to a site that's bigger than you, so you're getting more exposure. And 3, you've given them a way to come back to your site. So what happens? Those people who make it to the end and like what you have to say, they click through, they love your site, they subscribe, boom. You now have a lot more subscribers. Now this seems really obvious, and I know what people are thinking. Oh, Ramit, that's so obvious. Give me some novelty, give me something cool. Well, guess what? We still do it today. I just did a huge guest post on Tim Ferriss's site. It was a massive post, and it got us a number of subscribers. So one of the things that I want to emphasize to you is don't think you're too advanced to do the fundamentals. Every top basketball player still gets out there, they practice their fundamentals. Same thing in business. You're never too advanced for the basics. We still do it. Other businesses still focus on their core fundamentals. So that's number 1. Number 2, SEO. Search engine optimization. This is basically the process of writing content that's going to get search traffic. So if somebody's searching for how to make more money, they're gonna come across our material pretty high up in the search rankings. Now I wanna caution a couple of things. SEO is one of these things that a lot of people talk about, but very few people actually know what they're talking about. They use SEO like some magic bullet. Oh, just SEO it, and somehow Google will send you 10 million visitors a day. That's not how it works. In general terms, you should always be writing material that people want to read. What does that mean? It means stuff that people are gonna click, people are going to engage with. They're not just gonna click once and bounce, and maybe they're even gonna share it. We didn't start doing SEO optimization for about 6 or 7 years. So I would say that SEO is something that's a little bit more advanced. And I wouldn't spend a lot of time thinking about it in the early days. Just create material that people want to read and make sure that they're reading it and hopefully sharing it. Okay, number 3, this one drives me nuts. Paid acquisition, PPC, pay per click. This is people running Facebook ads, Google ads, etc. Now, you wouldn't believe how many people I know who run their own company. Some of the companies are pretty large. They're doing hundreds of thousands or even millions of dollars in revenue. And they come around bragging about, oh, I'm acquiring customers at 25 cents a click. It's so good, Ramit. I have a scalable engine. Okay, what they're talking about is the ability to go to Facebook or Google, spend $1 and make 2. That's the dream. That's when paid advertising really works. Now, it can work, and some businesses have cracked the code and done it beautifully. The truth is that it's very, very difficult, and it takes a lot of sophistication to know if it's actually working. So I have friends who spend $5,000 a month, $25,000 a month, or even more. Many of them don't even know if they are generating a profit or not. How's that possible? Because they spend $25,000 and then they make $40,000, but they're not sure if it's from these people or from something else. They don't have the tracking put in place, and that turns out to be very hard. Before you do paid acquisition, you really need to know two things. Number one, your lifetime value, LTV, and second, your cost of acquisition. If you don't know what those are, you're not ready to do paid advertising. Without it, it's a quick way to go bankrupt. So paid acquisition is a strategy. It can work, but the key for you as a business person is knowing which strategy to apply when. Sequencing is everything. So if you start off day one and you start spending $5,000 a month on paid, you're dead. You don't know your numbers, so you're just throwing money and burning it. Better thing to do, start off with guest posts, build relationships in your area, whether it's personal finance, fitness, whatever. Build relationships, create material that is so good that you can guest post on the biggest players in your area. And over time, you will learn more about SEO and you will learn more about paid. Don't be in a rush. This is where people try to skip things. Don't do it. We spent years and years doing guest posts before we even thought about SEO or paid. So those are 3 strategies that we're using to generate subscribers for our business. As I said, sequencing is everything. Nobody else will tell you that stuff, but I'm telling you because I've been through it before. Now, if you're curious how to use guest posting to drive lots and lots of subscribers to your business, then click below. We've got a PDF showing you how some of our GrowthLab students did exactly that, and they boosted their business in a huge way.